And thanks for being here, guys. Tonight is Thursday, October 15th, and I am so glad to see all of your happy faces tonight. I think this call will really help us all out. I feel like it was something that we definitely needed. So I think that you guys will hopefully be inspired and will learn a lot from it. So if you log on, could you just try to mute your microphone for people who are just logging on? That would be awesome. All right, so before we get started here, does anybody have any rank advancements or anything like that that you'd like to share with the team? You can just unmute yourself, or you can go ahead and write it in the chat box. Any emeralds on the team? Any success starters? Anybody who achieved Success Club their first month? Nothing going on? All right. Let's just dive right in then. A couple things here I wanted to go over before I get into the big meat of all of this. A couple important things here. First of all, Super Saturday is this Saturday. Who's going to Super Saturday in the area? Me too. Okay, guys, you should log on and you should find out where the closest Super Saturday is to you guys. I know one of our coaches, one of the leaders on the team, Lauren Sylvia, she's going to be speaking for the first time at the Super Saturday that she's attending in New Hampshire. So I'm so excited for her, and I wish her luck. She's going to be awesome. I hope her team is going to be showing up to give her some support, because there's nothing better than getting up there and looking out and seeing all the faces that you recognize, your team. That's the reason why you're there. It just makes you feel so much better. So good luck to Lauren. I can't wait to hear the recording. It's going to be awesome. I just know it. We have our Crock-Pot Challenge group starting on Monday. The menu goes up tomorrow. This is going to be an awesome group, guys. So if you haven't added anybody to it, I highly recommend reaching out, making a post on your wall, posting in a mom's group, posting in a group that you're part of, and just trying to get people into this group, because it's going to be awesome. This is the first time I've run the Crock-Pot group. There's a couple of really awesome fall recipes in it. They're healthy, they're quick, they're easy, they're gonna be really good. I know it's something that I needed, because I'm horrible at getting dinners ready with the two little kids running around, so I needed this. And I know a lot of other people who are super busy can relate to it. So take advantage of the group. It's a great way to build new relationships with people. So that way, as we get moving on into planning our 21-day fix groups or 3-day refresh groups, whatever it is, you've been able to build that relationship up with other people, and they can see the true value in what we have to offer as coaches. If you haven't put your name on the wait list for Summit, which will be in July in Nashville, go ahead and make sure to do that. When I was at Leadership, Carl Leichler had said to make sure that all the teams know that you're most likely going to be able to get in. Right now, it's technically sold out, but pretty much what happens is when it comes time to actually commit and buy that hotel room or whatnot, a lot of people back out because it's a whole year from now. So your chances of getting in are really good, and I'm telling you, it makes such a difference to get there. So make sure your name's on the wait list, even if you're not sure if you can go or not because you have work or other things going on. Definitely get your name on the wait list. I just can't stress it enough how important it is. Also put your name on the cruise list. You can go to ssbeachbody.com. There's going to be a Success Club cruise this year, this March, on the Oasis of the Seas, which is a Royal Caribbean ship. It's one of the largest ships in the entire world, and Beachbody is taking over the entire thing. I know the wait list is really long, but you never know, guys. People are constantly canceling. It's worth it just to put your name on there just in case. We also have the Fall Classic. The registration for that is starting on Monday. I think it's a following Monday. All right, and what this is a chance for you to try to really bump up your business and grow it. And you work in groups of 3, and there can only be 1 diamond coach on each team. So it doesn't matter if you've only been doing this for a couple days and you're a brand new coach. It doesn't matter if you pair up with someone on a totally different team. Definitely get yourself paired up with a couple other people and everyone should be in the Fall Classic. It makes such a huge difference, okay? Make sure you get in on that. All right, how we're gonna start this meeting today. I have a really good video that I wanted to share with all of you guys. It's by Gary Vaynerchuk. Has anybody ever heard of this guy? Raise your hand if you have. No. All right, we're gonna start off by watching this video. I loved it. It's 7 minutes, but I think you guys will really like it too. So I'm gonna share the screen here and I'm gonna share it with you guys. So just give me a second here. Just to let you guys know, for those of you with your virgin ears, there are a couple of swears in there. You know, I think it says like goddamn once or twice maybe. So for those of you, just kind of put your earplugs in for that, for that part, but you'll get the gist of it. It's called Overnight Success.
Part of Wine Library TV. YouTube blows up. At 31, I'm on Conan O'Brien, Ellen.
What?
There's articles being written about me. Now they're writing that the business grew from $3 to $60 million.
Can you guys hear this? Thumbs up.
I'm becoming this guy. I got so many goddamn emails from friends in high school during that period when I was showing up in all these magazines and TV shows, and every single one of them was like, hey, Gary, you remember me from high school? Oh my God, you're so lucky. I wrote back every single one of them and said, let me just clarify one thing. I'm not lucky. I worked every goddamn weekend and every holiday since I was 14 years old. So you can keep that luck shit in your pocket. Every day that I live my life, I get 5 to 27 emails from people that are telling me that they are quitting, or they should quit, or are really coming to me as a last resort to convince them not to quit, I think a lot of times, or maybe give them confirmation that they should quit. You know, hey Gary, this is Sally. I've been doing my blog now for 9 months and I'm not getting the results that I like to see or that I was promised or that you innuendo. Should I give up? Like, you know, is my content not good enough? Is my voice not good enough? And I think about it every time I see these emails, every time people ask me at conferences, I think about it. I think about how sad I am that I wasn't documenting my life or putting out content or doing the Ask Gary Vee show during those 5.5 years of Wine Library TV. So especially those 18 months when nobody was watching. You know, the story that's never told is the story that I was building Wine Library to a huge company long before Wine Library TV, and that the first month that I did Wine Library TV was the first time that Wine Library had not grown 30% over the prior year's revenue. So not only did I have the patience to let it play itself out and win, it was a scenario where I was actually losing money by being patient. Many of the people that are going to watch this video are not achieving what they want and are lacking the patience and think everything happens overnight. And that is coming at the cost of an unhappy life or no loss financially, just loss in time. Just coming at the expense of Angry Birds or House of Cards marathons or the bowling team or hanging out with friends and having a beer or reading a magazine or whatever the hell gets you off and excited as a hobby. It's coming at that expense. It's not coming at the expense of actual money or something or pain or you know, it's coming at the expense of a luxury. And so to me, the insanity, really, and that's what I'm gonna, you know, the disproportional misunderstanding that there's not a person that you can name, not one. There's 0 people that you can name that had it happen overnight. Even the 9-year-old Stevie Wonder and 6-year-old Michael Jackson, there were years of work put in prior by their parents, by their uncles, even with the greatest talents, even with LeBron. He seemed like so young when he hit the scene. Guess what? He wasn't. He'd already been playing basketball for 15 goddamn years. Even though you all say to me like, wow, you did it. I didn't do it. I did it when I was 14 years old and 15 years old and 16 years old and 17 years old and 18 years old and 19 years old and 20 years old, and 21 years old, and 22 years old, which are all the years that every single weekend, while my friends went to the Jersey Shore and hooked up with girls, while my friends went fishing, while my friends hung out and threw around the football and lived the leisure life every weekend, every single weekend. Let me just say it one more time. Every weekend, every day, from the day I got out of school to the day I went back into school, every vacation day, all of them, not a good amount of them, every day from 7 a.m. to back then 8 p.m., every day I was learning the wine business. I was honing my craft to be a good salesman. I was figuring out how to be an operator. I watched how my dad interacted with his employees, what I liked about it, what I didn't. I watched my cousin Bobby interact with the employees. I took what I liked from it, what I didn't. I was 30 years old before any of you ever saw me. Go show me the videos on YouTube right now that have me under 30. They don't exist. I was putting in the work for half my life, from 15 to 30, where I built an actual business. I put in actual work. And so if you want to tell me that every goddamn moment of my life between 15 and 30 is an overnight success, then knock yourself out. But that is complete bullshit, and every one of you know it. And so when you email me that you've started this thing, that you have the audacity to want it to be the rest of your life, the audacity, the entitlement, that you think that you should be able to do something that you love so much for the rest of your life, that makes you enough money to be able to do it for the rest of your life, that you're giving up after 4 months, that you're giving up after 2 years. As a matter of fact, every single person watching this video should be trying for that moment for the rest of their life, period. You might hit pay dirt at 80, and cool, then you can really do exactly what you love from 80 to 100. My friends, it is a gift. It is a gift to wake up in the morning and be able to do what you want for the rest of your life. The way you do that is by becoming a quote-unquote overnight success. You know, the excuse that everybody uses to deploy against somebody who's actually put in work for the last decade and got themselves into a position where they can do something pretty rad that we all think is cool and we all wish we could do. You know, that thing, the thing that you say to yourself to make yourself feel better about when you're laying in bed and playing a goddamn game on your phone instead of putting in the work to achieve what you want. Nothing in life is free. Nothing happens overnight. It all takes tons and tons of work and tons of talent and tons of serendipity. But my friends, luck, serendipity, there's a forced culture within that. You know, you don't just sit in your room hoping and then something lucky happens. Nobody just knocks on your house's door and says, congratulations, you've been awarded this. Luck comes from being in the right spot. I've been really lucky because I fucking bleed out of my eyes every day of my life and work my face off. You get really lucky when you have that 11:30 p.m. meeting where the lucky thing happened. Pretty cool, since all you were fucking sleeping. I was pretty lucky, weird, that I scheduled that meeting because I did a ton of things for 30 years that allowed me to even have that meeting in the first place, that gave me the leverage to have that lucky thing to happen. There's no overnight successes, period. They don't exist. Show me. Leave a comment on YouTube, leave a name, explain to me, tell me, show me, let me know. Show me the overnight success, because I'll show you justifying in your brain something that is just not true, period.
Okay, how do I get out of this thing here? Whoops, hold on guys. Okay, hold on a minute. Stop share. Okay, so sorry about the F word in there. I totally forgot that that one was in there. That one threw me for a little loop. I was like, whoa, I forgot that was in there. Gosh. But anyways, guys, I hope that you liked that video. He's actually a motivational speaker now. Hopefully he doesn't use the F word on stage. But it's, you know, maybe he does, who knows. But the whole point is that it takes work and it takes patience and it takes time and it takes consistency. And, you know, guys, when I was at leadership over the past weekend, for those 4 days that I was there, I took away some really awesome information from the leaders in the company. And you know what? You know, one of the things that I learned really that was like so awesome to hear was that every single person there, every single one of them, okay, was completely different, came from totally different backgrounds. There were people there who had tried to commit suicide. There were people there who had eating disorders. There were people there who were clinically depressed and in major therapy and hardcore medications to try to bring them out of it. There are people who went bankrupt. There are people who lived out of cars and had nothing. People who had no college degrees. People who never finished school. People who have failed at multiple things throughout their life. They were all different. But the one thing that every single leader at that conference had in common was that they knew where this was going to take them. They knew where they were going with this. Do you guys know? Do you guys really know where you're going with this business? Really, think about that and ask that to yourself. Do you know it? Do you 110% know it? And are you willing to fight for it? Do you believe it? And it's really important. They talked all about having your North Star. And your North Star is pretty much your why. Why you're in this business. Your why, you've heard it before. It needs to make you cry. Unless you're in this business and you're more of a hobby coach, that's fine. You're looking just to get the Shakeology covered. This won't apply to you. But if you are in this for more than that, you need to have a why that you are so emotionally connected to and attached to that it doesn't matter. I don't care what happens in life, in this business, in your personal life, it is not going to take you down and discourage you. And you keep that North Star and you work at that, and you work at it every single day. I don't care for how long. Doesn't need to be crazy, ridiculous hours, but you work at it, and you work at it every single day because you believe in it and you want that to happen so bad that it doesn't matter what happens, you're going to keep going. So think about that and ask that to yourself. Do you have your North Star? Do you know where this is going, where you are going in this business? I know. I 150% know where this is going to take me. I don't care how many people quit. I don't care how many negative things people say to me. I don't care how many doubters I have. I don't care if they're my family or my closest friends. I know where I am going in this business. All right. If you guys had been following me on Facebook, you know that yesterday was a huge day for me because I have been busting my butt every single day for 15 to 16 months now. Every single day, not doing anything magical, but by becoming a master of the 3 vital behaviors: inviting, doing personal development, being product of the product. I'm not perfect. I mess up. I fall off. But I did those every single day for 15 to 16 months. And I was finally able to pay off the last of the $35,000 of credit card debt that I had accumulated over the past 3 years from being a stay-at-home mom and living off of one income. Okay? And it doesn't stop there, guys. I have $50,000 in student loans that I need to pay off. All right? I have a car loan that I need to pay off. And you know what? It's going to all happen. It's going to happen next year. And I'm going to be sitting here next year and the following year. I'm going to be sitting here forever. Are you guys going to be here? Truth is, you're not all going to be here. But the awesome thing, guys, about this business is that you have a choice. You have a choice. Every single one of you on this call right now, you have a choice. It is up to you if you want to do this and if you want to make this work. Really and truly, I believe in every single person on this team. I want nothing more than for every single one of you to have success and for your dreams to come true. But you have to believe it. You have to be the one that's going to fight for it. Are you going to fight for it? Come on, guys. You are going to fight for it. You are. You are not going to be taken down, okay? And you're not going to quit. And you're not going to let tough times hold you back. So that was one of the things that I learned at leadership. Another thing that I really learned too, that I thought was really helpful, is to kind of just outwork your fear. Think about something that makes you super duper anxious and nervous in this business, okay? And work on it. and you practice it. And you practice it all the time. And it's going to be different for everyone. But you outwork your fear. You do it so much that when you finally go to send that message to someone about inviting to your challenge group, all of a sudden, boom, that one day comes, and you're not nervous anymore. You're not worried about what they're going to say because you've done it so much and you've dealt with so many objections that you feel confident and you know exactly how to respond, and you're confident in yourself and with what you're trying to promote. Outwork your fear. Practice it all the time. And the last thing that I, wanted to tell you about for leadership was that, a big key in this business, okay, is the personal development. I'm not talking about you got to sit down and whip open a book every single night. There are audio tapes. There are podcasts. There are YouTube videos for other people in the business who have had success that you can learn from. But make sure that whatever you are doing to try to help yourself grow as a coach and as a person, that it pertains to you. Don't just pick up and do anything that you hear recommended. It's got to speak to you. You have to have an emotional and a personal connection with what area you are reading about or listening to about. All right, it's got to hit home. So you hear recommendations all the time. If it doesn't speak to you, don't feel like you need to waste your time. Shut it down, pick something else. Pick an area that you need help in. Every single person on this team needs help in some area. I need help in areas too. And so when I'm doing personal development, I am focusing on strictly onto those areas to try to help me become better. All right. So make sure that you guys do those things. It's so important. And I think too, I want to talk about it because, this is a tough time of year, for those of you who are new, for those of you who have been doing this for a while, October, November, December. It's a tough time of year in this business. All right. And I think for some reason when people come on, people think that it's just going to kind of happen overnight, right? They think it's just going to kind of happen. And really, this business, truthfully, is like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back business. It is. You're going to go forward and something's going to happen and it's going to set you back. But then guess what? You're going to go forward again. And the next time that you go forward, you're going to go that much more forward than where you were the last time. And it keeps going like that. There's ups and there's downs and there's ups and there's downs. But if you stay consistent, each time you go up, you'll be further up than where you were the last time. Trust me, I know. So usually a bad week, if you have a bad week, it's followed by your best week ever. Same thing goes for a month. If you had like an off month, kind of just weren't on your game, it was tough, you really struggled. Usually it's the following month where you're kind of kicking butt and you're doing awesome things. All right. So you got to kind of just keep that in the back of your mind. But if you quit, guys, okay, when the things get hard or when there are setbacks, then that means that you're just not keeping the long-term vision with this. I'm not talking about 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I'm talking long-term vision, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. Where are you 5 years from now? Really, think about that. Where are you 5 years from now? Block out the doubters. Block out the negative things. Really focus in on the positive things, the things that are going right, the things that you are doing well. Choose to focus on that. Choose to push aside any negative things that happen that are going to try to derail you and take you off course. Because guys, I'm speaking from experience, okay? I have had so much of that. If I told you stories, okay, of the things that people have said to me, and not just by your average Joe, you'd probably drop to the floor, okay? But it's that long-term vision. It's that drive that I'm keeping within. It's the reason why I'm doing this for my family, for my kids. That's keeping me on track. That's getting me to block out all that other crap. Because we're not the norm, guys, all right? We're the go-getters. We are not following the average path that people go on. We're straying from that and doing something different that most people can't understand. So stay the course. Beachbody gives you guys everything that you need to succeed, but it can't make you do it. Can't make you do the daily behaviors. It can't make you do the daily vital behaviors in this business. You have to become a master of the 3 vital behaviors. That's all it is. There is no magic. This wasn't easy for me. People say, oh, Kathy, it was just easy for her. This was by no means easy for me. There have been so many setbacks, so many times that I've doubted myself, all right? But I became a master of the 3 vital behaviors. I chose to do them every single day, even if I got 100 no's, even if I got 15 to 30 cancellations in 1 week, even if my top performing leader on the team quit. I chose to keep doing those 3 vital behaviors every single day. It's the foundation. It's the fundamentals, right? It's a choice that you and only you can make. But that's what's so cool though, guys, about this business really, is that this is all on you. You can choose. You have this incredible opportunity right here, right now. It's like my dad always says, when someone's knocking on the door, you better open it and you better see what's on the other side, because you never know when you're going to have a life-changing opportunity right in front of you. And this was it for me. And I know it is for so many of you others on the team as well. And this is it. It's a choice. We have the new self-paced training now, guys. So that means that if you need to revisit any topics or anything that you kind of need like a refresher in, you can dive right in there. You can get a refresher. You can, everybody needs a refresher. I mean, I've read through like so many of the stuff too over and over again, even in those not beyond diamond, even in those dash to diamond groups. I mean, I'm reading all that stuff because the more you hear it, the more it's built in, the more you believe it, the more confidence you get. It's a cycle. You have to be a sponge and be willing to absorb and hear anything and everything that's going to help you grow in this business. If you guys haven't watched Carl Daikeler's National Wake Up Call, which he talked all about planting seeds, you need to watch it. It's awesome. Basically, like I said, these next few months, they're tough. You're going to get, lots of no's. You're going to get lots of people canceling. Does that mean you're going to curl up into a rock, like into a ball under a rock and stop? No, guys, no way. This means that you need to be working harder than ever now these next few months, okay? And you need to be sending that many more invites, and you need to be planting the seeds, because come January, February, and March, when the business literally blows up, those seeds are going to sprout, and those people are going to come back to you. And it kills me every single year. Not every year, because I've only been in for 16 months, but last year it kills me during the fall. Oh, please don't be one of these people. The coaches quit because, it gets harder. And it just drives me so crazy, because if they had just stuck with it during these next few months and waited for the boom in January, their business would have blown up to a whole nother level, and they would have been going strong. And then they would have had the confidence there, and it would have been just what they needed. So literally, quitting during these next few months is quitting during the absolute worst time of year. These next few months, I'm telling you right now, mark my word, is the worst time of year for you to ever quit or even consider quitting. Because I'm telling you, January 1st rolls around, people are sick of laying on the couch, guys, over the winter and stuffing pizza in their face and watching movies and having drinks and all that stuff. I know, because I used to do that. And sometimes I still kind of do that and I fall off track. But then when January comes, people are sick of that. They need help, and they want people like you to help them. And that's where you come into play. And that's when they come around. And the more seeds you plant now, the better success and more success you're going to have then, because people are going to come back to you. So keep that in the back of your mind. I've seen so many people come into this and switch to different lines of work. You know what I mean? After like a few months. And it always just, it just always stresses me out a little bit. When I got into this, I had no experience, guys, zippo, with network marketing. I had no clue what the heck I was doing. I knew nothing about nothing. I don't even think I understood that this was actually a business, to be honest with you. All I can tell you is that if you are thinking about other things that you can sell and other ways to make money, then you're not fully invested in this. And you're not going to succeed. And you're not going to probably succeed either at the next thing that you're trying to do because you have the wrong mentality. That's the wrong mentality. That's the quick fix, easy way out mentality, not being patient. So you have to find the thing that you really, really love, that you really, really like. And I hope that it's Beachbody, but I know it's not for everyone. But I hope it's Beachbody. But you need to be patient and you need to commit to it. And you need to keep the long-term vision. And not 1 month is not long-term. It's a business. It takes time. And it takes a lot of patience. And it takes consistent work every day. Whether you have a half an hour one day or 3 hours one day, it doesn't matter. People at the leadership retreat when I was there, guys, had been doing this. You know, I was one of the newbies there. But most of the people there had been doing this for 3 to 6 years. And like I said, you heard where a lot of them came from. And at this point in the business, they were all making anywhere between $300,000 a year and close to $1 million a year. They're not any different than you guys. They're not doing, trust me, they are not doing anything special. They just knew where they were going. But I'm telling you right now those numbers because I don't think people really truly understand how much your life can change with this opportunity. It's that amazing. But like I said, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Isn't it worth it to put in work every single day for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years to be able to live the life exactly the way you want to live it? I think it's worth it. It's kind of like a no-brainer. So like I said, they all had different backgrounds. But when I talked to all of them, because it was nice, there was only like 200, 250 people there. When I talked to all of them, you know, that's the one thing is, you know, even though people had severe depression, and even though the top leaders in the company were sharing that they were just diagnosed with clinical depression, or that they were talking about, you know, suicide when they were in the 6th and 7th and 8th grade and attempting it and all this other stuff. The one thing they all said was that they knew that they had to change and wanted to change their life. They knew that this was going to be the opportunity for them, and they were not letting their circumstances or their circumstances control the direction of their life. They chose not to hold on to things in the past to let them control where they're going today and the future. Because that doesn't feel good when you hold on to negative things or just, you know, bad things that have happened in the past. That does no one any good. So choose to let that go and choose to grow and put in the work every day and just keep the long-term vision. That's it. Every single one of you can do this. I know you can all do this. Every single person on this team is totally capable of doing this. You can't hope, though, for it. You can't wish, and you can't want and say things like that, all right? You can't think maybe. You have to 100% know it. You just have to know it. Like deep down, your gut instinct, like, I know it. You're going to have your doubts along the way. Trust me. I mean, I went through it in this past August and September, doubting myself as a leader, doubting just really like just things about myself in general with this whole thing. But deep down, I knew that that was just a bump in the road that I was going to get over. Deep down, I knew this is life. There's going to be tough times. But I know one thing's for sure, and there's one thing's for sure, guys, is that I am controlling my future. And I'm using this opportunity to do it. That's how you have to think. That's the mindset you need to have. It's that belief. It's that confidence. You need to just start thinking like that, training yourself to think like that. So I just want to know, anybody on here, did anybody ever tell you guys that this was going to be like a get-rich-quick scheme, or that you were going to make money like boom like this? Did anybody ever hear that? No. I mean, I know I never heard that, and I know one thing's for sure too is that I never tell or told anybody that. And as a matter of fact, when I bring on new coaches and I talk to them and have my one-on-one calls with them, I ask them straight up front what their why is. And then I ask them if it's strong enough to get them through the tough times when the tough times come. Is it strong enough? Do you have that deep of an emotional connection to it that it is going to carry you through when the times get tough? And you know what the sad thing is? What I've actually learned so far is that even the people who say that they're doing this for their kids because they want to be able to stay at home with their kids, or they want to be able to stay at home when they have kids one day, or they want to be able to do it for their family, all these very strong reasons, they quit after a few months. And that just makes me so sad. Like, you're telling me right now that that reason isn't strong enough for you to fight for? No way, right? You've got to be kidding me. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Of course it's strong enough. You've got to keep that in the back of your mind. If you're one of those people, like, you're doing this, you know, for your kids. I mean, I don't even like to talk about it, because the reason why I got into this was because I was going to have to leave my kids and go back to work. I was already home with them. I know being a stay-at-home mom is not for everyone. I'm not saying it needs to be or should be, but for me, this was my dream. This is what I always wanted to do. It was something I talked about before I even got married. I had been home with them for 2 years, was totally screwed with the amount of debt that we were getting ourselves into living off of one income. We were working so many other jobs on the side to make it work. It wasn't like I was just like not trying to do anything. It wasn't like my husband wasn't trying to do something. I mean, he was working his full-time job. He was working 4 other businesses on the side. I was tutoring 4 nights a week. It was not happening. I was going to have to leave them after 2 years and go back to work. The thought of having to leave them to go back to work, since that's what was such a strong emotional connection to, killed me. So when I got into this, that was my why. It was almost like my back was up against the wall, and I don't care what happens. I don't care what is thrown at me. I am doing this for them. And I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how little sleep I get. I don't care how many sacrifices I have to make. I'm doing it. Like, there is nothing that can derail me. Do you have that strong of a connection with your why? Really ask yourself that. Sit down and think about it if you haven't figured out really what your emotional connection to this business is. Again, if you're in this for a hobby and you're getting your Shakeology covered, it's not going to apply. But if you're in this for more than that, you know, it's different. So that just really bums me out when I hear that, when I hear like everyone's strong why, and then all of a sudden 3 months goes by and they quit. Like, oh God, it's horrible. So really, guys, I want to do a little exercise right now. Just close your eyes, everybody, for a second. And really, just close your eyes. And I just want you to seriously imagine what your life would be like if you could design it to be any way you want it to be. What would you be doing? Who would you be spending your time with? Where would you be living? What would you be doing with your free time? And think about really how that would make you feel. Oh, I have such a clear picture in my mind right now. Just really feel what it would be like if you were actually living that life day to day. That's it. That's your why. You know, that's your why. That's what you have to keep in the back of your mind. Because I'm not just bullshitting you guys. It will happen if you put in the work and you don't quit. We've seen it happen. You've heard other leaders in the company. What I just did, I mean, that was awesome, but that is peanuts compared to what this business is going to do for my family and what it can do for you guys. Peanuts after hearing what all the leaders in the company at Leadership are saying and how their lives have changed and what they came from. And you guys can all have that. But you have got to fight for it. You have got to get that why. Your why in this. It has to be strong. It has to be in the back of your mind every single second of every single day. And it especially needs to be clear and in the back of your mind when the times get tough and you're questioning, you know what, should I quit? Things just don't seem to be going the way I planned. Well, no crap. They're not going to go the way you had planned all the time. They're not. That is called life. And I like to relate this back to, I like to use these like analogies, but when I was in high school and college, I was a sprinter. And I used to run the 4x100 race, all right? So, in case you don't know what that is, you know, the 4 people line up, all at the different marks, and you got a baton, right? And the gun goes off. The person starts, right? They're running. They hand it to me, they hand it to the next person, and they run. That is like this business, guys. I was handed the baton. I took the baton. And you bet your ass, I started running. I took this baton and I gave it to a lot of you guys, or your upline coach gave it to you, and you're gonna freaking run. I don't care how fast you run. I don't care if you run slower. I don't care if you run faster. But you are going to run. And you are not gonna stop because it doesn't matter. It does not matter what happens or what gets thrown at you. Your North Star and your why is so strong that it doesn't matter. It is not going to take you down. You are going to finish the race, right? You're going to finish it. You're not just going to stop. You are going to go and you're going to run and you're going to hand it off to other people. And that's going to be your team. You're going to hand this baton off to other people and grow your team, and they're going to hand it off, and everyone's going to keep handing it off, and you're going to run. You're not going to just stop. So I like to use that. I like to use that analogy because it's not a race. It's your own race, your own journey at your own speed. But everybody's on their own race with their baton. And you have to keep moving your feet. You cannot stop and be in quicksand. Okay? And I really want you to think about this here. Every single person on this team matters so much. Like, do you really realize that? Like, and really understand that? Like, how much you guys matter? How much you guys matter to me, to other people? Each time you make a post on Facebook, each time you make a social media post on Instagram, each time you send someone a message, each time you post a transformation picture, you're making a difference and impacting someone's life every single day. So you need to believe that you make a difference because every single one of you do, and that's our mission. And just remember, life turns on small decisions. Big ones are easy. It's a good quote. So, you know, does anybody have any questions or anything? I really just wanted to talk to you guys all because I know what it's like to be feeling the way a lot of people have been feeling. Does anybody have anything that they would like to say? Anything that they've been struggling with? Get your North Star, okay? Oh gosh, Melissa just said that she was watching this with a firefighter at work and he says, Kathy's feisty. Yes, I have a fire lit within. But it took leadership for me to kind of bring it back out, guys, right? It's just proof that there are tough times. There are gonna be doubters, okay? Get your North Star. Know that you are awesome and you're going to make it work. Know that it's gonna take a lot of time. But be willing to work at it. Think about why you're in this, really. And just go after it. Don't stop. There's gonna be things that are gonna happen. It's going to. It's not all gonna be perfect. It's not all gonna be butterflies and rainbows and sunshine and happiness. There's gonna be tough times because that's life. That's just not specific to the business that you're in. That is the journey of life. And it's how you deal with that is going to affect your entire outcome of your life. Guys, the time is gonna pass anyways. And mark my word, I'll be sitting here a year from now. I'll be sitting here 2 years from now. Where are you going to be? Are you going to be with me? I hope so. Good. I see thumb up. I see one thumb up. Well, that's reassuring. No, yeah, no, I love you guys. I really do. All right, let me just read over the chat. Oh, nice job, Danielle. She signed up another active coach and became over halfway to diamond. That's so exciting. You got it. We're cheering you on. And that's, yeah, Jesse's favorite quote. Don't be afraid of the time it will take to achieve a goal. The time's going to pass anyways. It's so true, guys. Keith Callahan, in our upline, he's been doing this for 5 years. He's close to making $1 million a year. He's been in the Millionaires Club 2 times. Super successful. He said straight out, he can't believe how many people that he has had sign up at the same time as him, because that's what happens. When you sign up, not everybody goes with you all the way, just a couple people. And so you always wonder who those couple people are going to be. So as he grew, he had those few people with him all the way. But the people who quit, he looked back after he was in it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and his life is changing in all kinds of ways. I mean, he's changing as a person. It's a total transformation, the way he views the world, the way he deals with situations, his whole financial aspect, emotional, spiritual, all this stuff. He's changing, he's growing, it's becoming better and better in so many ways. And those people, they are in the exact same spot that they were in when he started. When had they had just put in the time every single day like he was, they'd be in a totally different spot in life. So, something good to remember. All right, I don't want to talk your ear off, guys. Do you guys have anything you want to share? Any struggles maybe that you've been going through that you need to talk about? Any questions, concerns, worries, fears? Any of that? No, good. Okay. Well, we're going to finish this month strong, guys. I don't want any of you feeling bad because I'm at -1 Success Club points right now. Okay? I don't care if I'm at -1 because I know I'm going to hit Success Club 10 by the end of the month. Granted, it'll be a little bit more pressure because it doesn't usually go like this, but I know it's going to happen because people out there need me and they need help with their health and fitness. So they're waiting for you guys. All right, let's finish this month strong. Go out there, reconnect with your why, put it all up all over the place. Stare at it, look at it, commit to yourself. And one last tip. I want every single person on their phones, take out your phone, and I want you to set it for daily. I want an alarm to go off every single day at 9 a.m. or whatever time works for you. And I want it to say, today I will be confident. And you're going to read it every single morning to start your day off like that. I will be more confident. All right, got it? All right, well, it was so good to see you guys tonight. I was looking so forward to being able to talking to you and seeing all of your faces, and I think you're doing awesome, and I believe in every single one of you so much my heart could just blow up out of my chest. I wish that you could really feel it. So let's go do this, guys, together. Let's do it together strong as a team, fight for what we believe in, and we are going to end this month and year strong. All right, guys? All right, have a great night, and I will see you the next time. Bye, guys.